Hi everybody, welcome to my live. Happy Tuesday. Here we are again. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. So if you're new, if this is your first time watching, hold on, I've got a hair issue apparently. My name is Rodrick. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. I go live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time on Facebook, and then I also later will post the video to YouTube and my Facebook business page, which is Sunshine and Sparkles Stamping. All right, if you hop on, say hello. This is going to be a really fun card class tonight. We're going to do some projects with the Sweet Gingerbread kit, which I think is really fun. And we're going to use some really nice colors, a little bit non-traditional Christmas. This past weekend, I went to the Stampin' Up! Convention. It was on stage, and it was in Arlington, Texas, which is about 4.5 hours from here. So I drove up with some Stampin' Up! Friends and my upline, and gosh, we had a great time. We got to meet a lot of people. We got to see a lot of new things. So they were promoting the catalog. Hi, Lois, how are you? So promoting the catalog, which is going to come out in January. So I got my hands on one already. Super excited to see what's coming up for the spring. So anyway, a lot of fun. All right. Hi, Renee. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, on stage was super fun. That was my first on stage, so it was super special and super fun. Okay. All right, we're going to get started. Hold on, let me just check my Facebook feed. And I think we're pretty good. Okay. All right, before I turn my camera down, last week I asked people to share the video, and if you shared and let me know that you shared, I put you into a drawing, and there were several people that shared on Facebook and on YouTube. And so the winner from last week was Renee. So congratulations. PM or email me your address and I will get this out in the mail. And she won the Timber Embossing Folder, which is a super fun embossing folder. I love this one. I hope you don't already have that, Renee. I'm going to also do another share contest this week. So if you share my video, make sure you write it in the comments, either on YouTube or on Facebook. And this week, to complement what we're doing this week, you're welcome, is the Sweet Gingerbread. I'm going to give away one of these stamp sets. So if you would like to win that, share my video, please, and thank you in advance. All right, let me turn my camera down and we'll get started. Okay. See, I think that's good. All right, so I'm showing you the covers. I can't show you what's inside, but I'm showing you the covers of the catalogs that are coming up in January. They start January 5th. There's a celebration catalog, which is going to have free items that you can earn. And then this is the beautiful new mini catalog, and you get a little sneak peek of some of the things on side. I think on the back side is one of the papers, which is really pretty. So as we were able to do a pre-order too, so I have pre-ordered some items. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you some projects coming up. But right now I still want to continue to focus on Christmas. So today's set is we're going to be using out of the mini catalog right now is this Sweet Gingerbread bundle. It comes with stamps. I also have the die set because I got the bundle. Here's a couple of examples of what they've done in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. And then let me show the projects we're going to make today. I've got this little easel card that says sending love, and it opens like this, from our home to yours, and it just sits right like that. So that's fun. And then we've been doing a lot of shaker cards. So let me show you what we've done before. We kind of used this little piggy. We made a shaker card. We made a Halloween shaker card. They have a lot of fun sequins out right now. So today we're going to do a shaker card with the gingerbread and these cute little white and silver shaker pieces. I've got some gingerbread cookies that I put in a cello bag, and we're just making like a little tag to go on that. So this would be a really fun gift to give somebody for Christmas. And then tags. Don't forget about tags, because you definitely want to make tags for Christmas for your gifts, right? So we're gonna make just this little fun tag tonight too. So let's get started on our projects. Let me put these aside so they're not in the way. Okay, so here is the set up front. You can see all the stamps for the gingerbread house and the sentiments, little tree, really cute, kind of whimsical things. This is the die set, which is also nice. It has this really pretty intricate fence and all the little pieces. So we're going to do a lot of stamping and little die cutting tonight, which is fun. I also, for the first card, we're going to do the easel card. I used, this is from the All That die set. You could use anything you want. You could just cut out a rectangle, but this is the die that I used for the sentiment for that one. Last year we had these iridescent snowflakes and they brought them back this year. So this is a really fun set. It's called Wonderful Snowflakes. So we're going to use one of these on our projects. All right, so here are the pieces for the first card, and we're going to start by making the easel card first. Okay. So because there's a lot of stamping and die cutting, what I would suggest before I show you the pieces to this card is that you do all the stamping and die cutting at once. I think that's the easiest way to do it. All right. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Pam. Thanks for watching. All right. So if you order the make and takes, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, I will also send you a half a sheet of cardstock. And so, you know, to do the stamping for all the projects. So that's just what I'm going to start with, is half a sheet of cardstock. And I'm just going to start doing all the stamping that we need for all 4 projects, because a lot of them are just repeats with the gingerbread houses and things. So we've got this stamp, which is the windows. And I'm going to use polished pink, and I need 4 sets of windows, and they're 2 to a set. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp 4 sets of windows. And it doesn't matter which way you face them. I'm just trying to get everything on one sheet to make it easier. Then when we've got the pink out, I need hearts, and I need 5 of the hearts. And this is a cute little heart. So I need 5 of those. Okay, and then also with the pink, we need 2 of these, what would you say these are, little suckers, maybe? Lollipops? We're going to use 2 of those in the pink. So I'm stamping out 2 of those. And then the little gumdrop is really cute because it has the little dots on it too, so it adds a little bit of texture. So I need 2 of the pink for that. So I'm going to stamp those gumdrops. And then that's it, we're finished with the pink. I'm going to move on next to Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to stamp a bunch of the Christmas trees. So you need 1, 2, 3, you need 7 of the little Christmas trees. And again, kind of a whimsical, non-traditional looking tree. And as you can see, the stamping goes pretty fast. When I was first doing this, and I was kind of going through it yesterday, I was using a smaller block, because Stampin' Up! Has all kinds of different blocks, and I was using this one, but it was wobbling too much, so my trees were not coming out very well. So I went to a bigger block, and that really helped the situation a lot. Okay, so 7 trees. Now, as long as I have the Granny Apple Green, they have this cute little wreath, so I'm going to stamp 2 of the wreaths, just like that. And now I'm going to do the front door, and you know, you can mix up or use any colors that you want. I kind of went with the traditional door color. I went with soft suede. Although I can tell you, when I used to live in the suburbs of Chicago, I actually had a bright pink front door. Our house was kind of gray and had white brick, and yes, I had a pink front door. But we're going with brown for this project. So this is the soft suede. We're almost done stamping, just a couple more things. I'm going with Bermuda Bay next, and I'm just going to do 2 of those lollipops again. So let me just get my chamois out. Since I'm changing up colors, I want to clean my stamp so I don't mix up my colors. Whoops. So I'm going to clean that, and I'm going to clean the gumdrop one. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to just do 2 lollipops in the Bermuda Bay. They stamp really nice, don't they? Aren't they cute? I'm probably getting too low now. So let me move this up a little bit so you can see. So I did 2 of those lollipops. I'm gonna do 1 Bermuda Bay gumdrop. Okay, and I'm gonna stamp 1 more thing, and then we're gonna be done with the stamping right at the beginning, which is great, right? Well, we're not done, we still have to do the sentiments, but we can do those as we go along. All right, let me clean this last stamp. I definitely don't want that in my yellow. 1 yellow Daffodil Delight gumdrop. Okay, so as you can see, you can fit all the stamping on 1 page, just like this. And then what you're gonna do is just take all your little dies. And one thing that I love that Stampin' Up! Does sometimes, which I think is amazing, is they'll give you more than 1. So you can see the lollipops, there's 2 of them. The trees, there's 2 of them. So all you're gonna do is just line up all these dies for the different things. There's the windows here, the door is here, and you just go through, line them all up. Here's a little wreath. Send them through your die cutting machine. I want to say it took me 4 passes to go through, and then I had to do 1 more heart because there was 5 hearts. But in 4 passes, I had everything cut out for what we need tonight, and I've kind of put it in a little dish here so you guys don't have to watch me cut out all those little pieces. But that's what you're going to do to get started, and then you'll have all your pieces. Okay, let's make a real card, huh? All right, so on this card base, we're starting out with polished pink. And this cardstock, I cut it the long way. So this is 11 inches, and I just cut an 11 inch in half. So it's 4 1/4 by 11. And then I scored it at, what did I score it at? Hold on. What I scored it at, I wrote down wrong on my sheet. So 2 3/4. Okay, so 2 3/4 from the side, you score it. And then we're just gonna fold this, and let's get a nice crease on that with the bone folder. And then this is going to be the base of the card right like that, okay? All right, next layer. Hold on, I might have ink on my fingers already. Okay, let me set this up just so I can see it a little bit better. Okay, so on the inside, let's do the inside layers first, okay? So I have a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. And then I'm gonna take a piece of this pink cardstock. Now this paper is from the Celebrate Everything DSP, and I think this is a host reward, but I think I've showed this to you before, and I just love this pink pattern. I think it's so fun with kind of the snowflakes. But if you remember, we used some of these patterns for Halloween and for fall. Already we used this with the piggies one. So we've dived, you know, kind of really used a lot of this paper this year. Just lots of fun. And when they say celebrate everything, they mean everything. There's fireworks and trees and all kinds of fun papers in this pack. So that's where I got that paper from. So we're just going to start by using a little bit of seal. And we'll put our first layer down, centered right in the middle, like that. And then we'll add our DSP layer. Look at this fun Christmas print on the back with the little gingerbread guys. I do like a little pink at Christmas. I think it's fun, and especially with gingerbread. Okay, so we've got that layer down. Now we're gonna take a piece of polished pink for the front also, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. And we're just gonna go ahead and glue it on here, right like that. But I don't want to go up to the edges because it's a little short of the edges, and I only want this bottom piece. So I'm just going to put my seal right across here. Let me just add a little bit extra seal right there. Okay. And then, but I am going to center it when I put it down, like on the whole sheet. So there we go, just like that. Now our card is going to come up like this. Okay, so we have the base of our easel card now. And we can start adding more layers. So the next 2 layers, I have a piece of balmy blue cardstock. This is 5 by 3 3/4. So that'll be the next layer. I always like the balmy blue for like a sky. To me, it's like a sky blue. All right, and we'll center that piece right up there. And then I'm gonna cover it with a layer of vellum. And this vellum paper, I don't know if I've showed this to you guys before. I may have, because I may have used it before. This is called Snowflake Vellum, and it's got big snowflakes on it, and then these little ones, and it also has some silver ones. So this is a really fun pack of paper too, with the vellum. So this also is 5 by 3 3/4, the vellum, and we're just going to attach that. And I'm just going to add, now I can add a whole thing on the bottom, because sometimes your adhesive is going to show through your vellum, but I'm just going to put a very little at the top corners here, because I don't really want it to show. And then I know I'm going to have my house on this side, so I can add a little bit more there to make sure it's nice and secure. Okay, hold on, I'm already covering myself with glue and sticky. So that's going to cover up the entire sheet of the balmy blue that we have, okay? Just like that. Okay, now we're going to build our gingerbread. So I just used the die cut to cut out our gingerbread out of crumb cake. Okay, so we've got our little gingerbread ready to go. And what I did next was I cut out a piece, the little roof, snowy roof piece, and I did that also with some basic white. So I'm just going to glue this on. And I'm gluing this on first because I kind of want to see where it's going to be placed when I do my, what do you call it, embossing, okay? Because I'm going to do a little bit of embossing on this. And I'm just going to show you how to do the first one, and then I've pre-done the other ones. So now we've got our little roof piece, okay? We're going to take our Versamark ink and this cute little stamp right here, and I'm just going to stamp in Versamark near the roof, kind of towards the top, right like that. And we're going to use a little bit of white embossing powder, and then we're going to heat it up, okay? So I'm going to spread a little bit on. I think it's just a nice accent. It's really pretty. I'm going to give that another coat. And that looks pretty good. And we'll just get out our heat tool. I'm going to get my reverse tweezers because this is kind of small and I don't want to burn my fingers. All right, let's heat emboss. Okay, and I think that just adds a little something special. Let me show you up close what that looks like with the heat embossing on it. Okay, and then to complete our gingerbread house, we're just going to add little doors and the little doors and windows that we cut out, and I'm just going to glue one here for the door and a window here. Okay, so I've kind of gone ahead and did that for all 4 of our projects for tonight. You get the idea, right? So those are all ready for our projects. Okay, now on each one I did maybe a little something different. So on this one I added a wreath. So I've got this little green wreath that we've already stamped and cut out. So I'm going to add a wreath above the door, and I'm just going to add it with a little bit of glue. My glue is kind of tough coming out tonight. I guess better too little than too much, right? And we'll put right above the door, we'll just put this little wreath. So that's really fun. I'm going to take one of the trees and I'm just going to put it kind of on the side of the house. And let me do that with a glue dot. I think I'll actually use 2 glue dots. And I did not have a chance to unwind and rewind my glue dots yet. I hate when they're facing this way because it's just harder for me to use them. So I need to do that. You can see I'm struggling a little bit with them, right? Whoa, I might have melted them a little bit too with my heat tool. Okay, so I'm gonna just set one of the little trees right there, okay? And let's start building out now the rest of our little scene. So I took a piece of basic white cardstock that goes all the way across the card like that, all the way from the pink side to the pink side, okay? And I got a little smudge on there. Where's my eraser? Let's see if I can get that off. There we go. Okay, and one of the dies that's in the set is a curvy die. See this die right here. So I just sent that through my die cutting machine, and now I have a nice curvy piece of snow. So I'm going to attach that down with some seal. And we're just building a little bit of a Christmas scene here on the front, right? So I'll make that come all the way down like that. Now we have our little snow. I'm going to take this fence, and isn't that pretty how that comes? It's real intricate one, and that's just cut out of basic white cardstock. And I'm going to put our fence right about here. And so I'm going to cut it off right about here, and then we'll use this other piece for another one of our projects. So you only have to die cut this fence out once, and it's pretty long. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do is get out my silicone sheet and my zig glue pen, because as you can see, this is really pretty intricate. And I want to make sure I get enough glue on there. And that should do the trick pretty good. And then later I can just roll the glue once it dries right off of the silicone sheet, which is great. Nice, easy cleanup. All right, so that's going to go right here like that. And I'm going to put a couple of the trees behind. And I think for these trees, I'm just going to use a little bit of regular glue. So I have 2 of the trees. Just some little dots of glue. And we're kind of put these a little bit behind the fence. So there's one. And we'll put this one right next to it. So we've got our 2 trees. I'm going to pop up the gingerbread house that we've done. Before I do that, I want to show you another fun trick. So something else that Stampin' Up! Is made right now is the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint. So this is pretty fun, and all you're going to do is just add it. So I'm just going to, I'm going to get crazy and put it all over, apparently. I'm just going to add it right along the scallops here, and it's coming out really fast. And then what you're going to do is heat it up with your heat tool, and it's going to get puffy and look like puffy snow. All right, so let me pull my toys again. And I'll show you how this looks when it's done. You can see it's starting to dry up now a little bit. Adding a little bit of texture to it. I put it on pretty thick. Okay, now you may or may not like this, but you know, it's just another thing. I just wanted to show you how that works. So it kind of looks like snow. I'm going to take some dimensionals and put them on the back, and then we're just going to pop up our gingerbread house. Okay, now we've got our little scene built, which I think looks pretty cute. I'm going to take one of those iridescent snowflakes, this big one here, and it's got a kind of a matte side and an iridescent side, and a dimensional fits perfectly in the middle. So I'm just going to add that little accent to the top of the card. And then I'm going to put one of the hearts that we cut out over it. So let's just put that there. I'm going to get one of the hearts out. And I think a mini dimensional for that, because it's not that big on the back. All right, now we've got our little heart. Okay, last thing is the sentiments. So I've got 2 sentiments. shapes. And this one right here is from the stitched rectangle dies, and I use this one rectangle for pretty much all the sentiments in the rest of the projects tonight. But again, you could just cut a rectangle if you don't have those dies. And then I already showed you what I used for this, and it looks like I had smudged a little bit of yellow on here. Let's see if I can get it off, or I'll just grab another one. If you guys don't have one of these are super awesome. I get these on Amazon, this mono adhesive sand eraser, and it kind of helps, it kind of peels off a little bit of a layer of the white so you can't see. It's not as noticeable. Okay, so what I'm gonna stamp these in is the Granny Apple Green. Pull that out. And we'll do 2 sentiments. The first one we're gonna do is Sending Love. And that'll go right on this one here. And then on the inside, it's going to say, From Our Home to Yours. All right. All right, this top one I'm just going to put on with Seal. And we'll put that right on the, kind of on an angle like that. Okay. And then on the inside, I'm going to start by attaching, I have a piece of Granny Apple Green kind of as a background to this, this kind of shape right here. And this is 2.5 by 1 3/4, the Granny Apple Green. So I'm just going to put this one flat on here. And then I'm going to pop this up because I want it to be almost like a little kickstand for the card. Pardon my reach. So I'm going to put some dimensionals so it's popped up a little bit. And now we're going to have our kickstand. And you can put it, depending on how high you want it to sit, is where you're going to place it. Okay, so I think I'm going to put it right about here. And that way, when you open the card, it's going to sit right about like that. Okay. All right, let's get a couple more of our hearts out that we cut out already. And we'll attach those. I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of Seal to the back of those. Or I could use a glue dot and just add a couple more hearts. So the first card's taking the longest because we did all the preparation for the other cards with this one, right? So the next ones will go a little bit faster. Now, I've got some of the iridescent rhinestone pearls for embellishment. And I wanted, if you can see the wreath, it's got some holly berries right there, but they stamped in green. I didn't want to do red. I wanted to do pink. So I'm taking my polished pink Stampin' Blend, and I'm just going to color 3 of these little iridescent pearls, okay? So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to let these dry for a minute, and then we have some pink pearls, which I think are really pretty, okay? In the meantime, I'm going to just sprinkle some of the ones that I didn't color pink on the bottom of the card, just kind of randomly, just to add a little bit more sparkle and embellishment, fill some of the space down here on the card. And I think that looks really pretty. Now let's just add those pink ones right in our wreath, just like that. So really, you could end up with any color little pearls that you wanted to if you have Stampin' Blends. All right, so that's it. This is how we made our first gingerbread easel card. And pretty easy, right? Once you get started. Okay, let's go on to our second project. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do our shaker card. Hold on, I'm making a mess everywhere. Let me clean up for a second. I've got little shavings. Okay. Put all my toys away. Okay, so for the easel card, I used, the other dies I used for this one are the Scalloped Contours dies, which, you know, I use those a lot, and the Stitched Rectangle dies. So here are the pieces for this. And I want to start by, let me just show you, this is the card base, and this is a thick basic white card base, the usual card base, 8.5, 5.5 score to 4 1/4, right? I like the thick basic white, so you have a good firm card base. Again, this 5 1/4 by 4, the DSP that we used just a minute ago, we're going to use that again for a layer. But I want to show you how I did this little cutout that's going to be kind of our little window. So I used the scalloped contour die, which is this die right here. And inside of it, I used one of the stitched rectangles. So I'll show you how that lines up. And you can see I just did this on a piece of basic white cardstock and cut it out through the die cutting machine just like that. And then you get the nice window, and it's a little bit thicker, so we have a little bit of thickness right here. And plus you have a couple different layers of the dots and the stitching, which I think looks really pretty. So that's how you cut that out. All right, so let's start doing our layers first. And we'll just set this down with some seal. Whoops, I always have like the, not quite the right angle when I'm using that. I struggle with that just a little bit. All right, so our next layer then, we're gonna go back to the balmy blue and that same vellum, okay? And these pieces are 4 by 2 3/4, both of them. So that's gonna be our next layer, and we're gonna put these down where we want it to be, and it's kind of almost to the middle of the card, I would say. So let's put those layers down. Right like that. And again, the snowflake vellum. Now this one I can go kind of along the edges because I'm going to be covering up these edges mostly with the white. They're going to end up being covered. So, and that's going to go straight up on top of the blue again. I like this combination of balmy blue with the vellum, kind of that, you know, snowflakes and a little bit of a blue sky behind it. Okay, so that's our base for our card. All right, next we're going to take our scalloped contour die that we cut out. That's going to be the front. And before I make a complete mess, let me get out my sheet again. All right, we're going to take the window die and we want to attach, this is just a piece of the window, and it comes in 12 by 12 sheets. It's pretty inexpensive. Let me just show you what it looks like when it comes. It just comes in these big 12 by 12 sheets, okay? And I just cut this piece to, let me see, the window sheet 4 by 2 3/4. All right, so I'm just going to take my tape runner and run around the edges of this. I'm making a big sticky mess here. Okay, and then I'm just going to put my window sheet right on top, centered, kind of like that. Okay, we're good on that. Now we have our window sheet. All right, I got a little bit of adhesive. Not so happy about that. Okay, so next we're going to take our foam adhesive strips and we're going to build up a little bit of foam adhesive for our window. So let me start with this extra piece I have here, and we're just going to build a rectangle with this. Nice and easy. Let me see if I'm up far enough so you can see. You can turn anything into a shaker card with these adhesive strips, right? So here is our rectangle. Let's see, do I have enough left over for this one? I should have cut that with a pair of scissors. Hold on. I think we're going to make it without another strip. All right, we want it edge to edge so our little sequins don't leak out later. And that's pretty good. All right, let me just trim this up a little bit so it's nice and neat. Okay, so now we have our little window, and that's all ready to go. So we want to put our sequins on next. Now the ones I'm using tonight are these Sparkle and Shine sequins, which are kind of silver and stars. They're not snowflakes, but they're stars. So I think that works pretty good. So I'm going to put some of these right in the middle. And I like a lot. The first time I did this card, I didn't put that many and I wasn't as happy with it. So I'm adding some more this time. Okay, now let's peel the adhesive off of the foam strips. Hey, Kelly, thank you. More stickiness. And then we're just going to set this down right like that. And that's it. Now our shaker part is ready. Isn't that pretty? Look how sparkly that is. I love sparkle at Christmas. Okay, so let's add our embellishments to the rest of the card. So we're going to start with another one of those little gingerbread houses that we've already assembled. I'm going to add another tree to it. So let me fight with my glue dots again to put this tree on. Okay. Same place, I'm just going to set it right here again like that. Okay. And this time above the door, I'm going to put a heart. So let me see if I have a heart left. And I'll use a mini dimensional again for that. Okay, and then we'll use some dimensionals to pop this one up. Oops. All right. And we'll put that just like that, our cute little gingerbread house. Then we're going to take a couple of these other pieces and just decorate the side over there. So I'm going to take one of the pink pieces and a pink gumdrop and a yellow gumdrop and just decorate the side over there. Hold on, I need there's my yellow one. Okay, and these are really little, so I think I'm going to just use some glue. So we'll just put this one right there. And I'll put the pink gumdrop down with some glue, and then the yellow one I'll just pop up with a mini dimensional. All right. Okay, we're going to stamp our sentiment onto that same little shape that we had before from the stitched rectangle, and this one's going to say have a sweet Christmas. So let me get that out in pink. Is everybody ready for Thanksgiving? I can't believe Thanksgiving is in next week already. That's crazy. I don't know, the holidays come so fast. This is polished pink again, and I'm just going to stamp this right in the middle ish. And then I have another little piece of polished pink right here that I want to just put behind it. And let's see, do I have the measurement for that? I'm not seeing that. Let's measure. Okay, that's 1 7/8 by 1 3/8. Now, if you'd like the project and measurement sheet, you can email me and I'll be happy to send it to you. And it has all the measurements for the projects on it. All right, and then I'm just gonna use a little seal to put this in the corner, right like that. And then I'm gonna take some of that white glitter organdy ribbon and we'll tie a bow to put on there, right at the top. Yes, I have to admit, we're already putting up Christmas decorations. We're not waiting until after Thanksgiving. There's just too much to put up. And we're usually not home for Thanksgiving anyway, so now if I was hosting Thanksgiving, then I wouldn't do that. But since I'm not, we went ahead and started decorating. And by we, I mean my husband, because I haven't really contributed to too much decorating yet. He's been doing all the work. All right. So that's it. That's our fun shaker card. Now on the inside, it's just plain white. So if you wanted to, you could take another little strip of that DSP and just put it across the bottom. You could stamp another sentiment in here if you wanted, or just do the writing in there. So I'm just going to kind of center this right in here just to add a little something extra to the inside like that. Okay, card number 2. So let's go on now and go ahead and make, hold on, cleaning up again, our next project, which is this cookie bag. So I found these gingerbread cookies at Target, and I thought they were really fun, these little mini gingerbread cookies. Aren't those cute? So I'm just going to take 3 of them, and I have these cellophane bags that I got from Amazon, and I think they're, let's see, these are 4.5, I want to say they were, yeah, by 8 inches. So I'm just going to put 3 of them in here at the bottom. There's a lot of gingerbread stuff out right now if you wanted to put something else in. I know they have the Ghirardelli squares with gingerbread in them. Kit Kat has some really cute gingerbread decorated candy. Lots of fun gingerbread stuff. We had some cookies at work today that were, oh my gosh, they were so good. Little gingerbread cookies at work. They were delicious. All right. That's it. So I'm going to take this little strip off and fold it down so it's sealed. And I'm going to fold it down quite a bit. Like maybe halfway, like, well, let's see. Like right about here. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and get our pieces out for the next one. Whoops. Okay, and I just put these little pieces in a cello. This one doesn't have as many pieces, which is nice, right? So we're going to start with this basic white cardstock again, and this is 6 inches by 4.5, and it's scored at 3 inches, right? So that's nice and easy. And what I'm going to do first is just take this and put it here, and I'm just going to use a stapler to attach it. And we're going to cover up the front staples with our cardstock. So it doesn't really matter that we're doing that. And that'll hold it together really nicely. All right. Hold on. Where's my stapler? Did I put it away? I might have to run across the room really quick. I did. Hold on. Sorry, that's at my other desk with my computer across the room. Okay. So I'm just going to staple this way and this way. All right. All right, same DSP that we used before. This is, let's see, what size is the DSP? 4.5 by 2 3/4. I'm just going to attach that with some seal. Okay. And kind of center that. And you can see now the staples are covered up, at least on the front of it. We made another little scene with the snow. So I'm going to put that down. And I'm going to put that one all the way to the edge here. Just like that. Okay, and it didn't quite go far enough, but I think that's okay. We're just going to put our house over a little bit so you won't see it. I'm going to use that other piece of fence that we have left over and attach that because I think that's a really nice accent. So we'll put that right over here. Do any of you guys have this set already? It's a fun set. Last year there was a gingerbread set too, but I don't think it was as cute as the one that they have this year. All right, so that's going to go right about here. All right. Let's get another one of our little gingerbread houses that we pre-assembled. And this time I'm going to take the Bermuda Bay lollipop and I'm just going to cut off the stem piece down here. And I'm going to put that above the front door for a little decoration. So let me pop that up with a mini. Although I probably could have used a regular one this time. Hold on. Things are jumping out at me. Okay. And then we'll put one of the trees on again, just like before. See, once you get all this stuff die cut out, it's really easy, right? Because then you're just worrying about assembly. All right, and this one will go right here. All right, I think I missed the glue dot. Hold on. I left it on the thing. I've got to get this fixed. So I'm just gonna lift that and put it underneath. Okay, all fixed. All right, and we're just gonna put our house right there. And that'll work out fine. And I might as well pop that up. All right. Okay, let's add a couple more embellishments. Let's add another tree. Oh, I like your ideas. Renee said using that fence with the pearlescent black would make for a great wrought iron fence. And then Lois said, did last year's gingerbread set have a gingerbread man? This set need ones. I agree. Gingerbread men are so cute. My daughter and I were already talking today about gingerbread cookies for Christmas. All right, I'm putting the glue dots on a different way because I'm not doing that good. Okay, so we've got a little tree. We'll put a couple lollipops on. And then we'll pop up a heart. And we haven't run out of embellishments yet. I think we made just enough. Do you guys make your own tags for Christmas, for gifts? I feel like I need to start making a whole bunch of tags for Christmas. All right, we've got a couple little gumdrops. I suppose if you're really got creative, you could, because sometimes I like to make sure that my tags match my wrapping paper. You could even stamp some of your own wrapping paper, right, with the stamps, and then it would match. You wouldn't want to do it for a big package, but then you could match your tag. Am I starting to talk crazy now, right? All right, a couple of gumdrops. And then we're just going to do our sentiment, and then we'll be finished with this cute little gingerbread treat for somebody. Again, same stitched rectangle die. I don't like the way that's sitting. And we'll use Have a Sweet Christmas again. All right. And we'll pop that up. And that's it. That's a fun little treat, right? That'd be fun to give to somebody at Christmas. Okay, let's move on to our last project, and that's a tag. And I think this is a really cute little Christmas tag that we're going to make. So what I used for this one is this die set right here, and this is called Celebration Tag Dies, and it's a nice set. I haven't put it on magnetic yet, it's still on my cardboard, but as you can see, there's a lot of choices with little banners and a couple of dies for the tag. So I used this one right here, and I just cut the tag out of basic white cardstock. And so here are our pieces for this one. Not too many pieces for this one. Okay, so this tag goes two ways, right? It's like a double tag, so it's not just one side. You could cut it in the middle if you just wanted a single tag too. So I'm just folding that in half. On the inside, and let's do the inside first, I just have a little piece of the same DSP that we've been using that I'm just going to attach to the bottom. And I'm just going to attach this across the bottom right here. And then what I did was I just took one of my Stampin' Up markers in the polished pink, and I'm just going to go ahead and write my to and my from here. So to, from, and that's the inside. That's all I'm doing for that. Okay. Then on the outside, I'm taking the piece of the same DSP, and this is 2 by 2 5/8 inches. Oh, I didn't fold that well. Hold on. I want to recrease that so it's a little bit, so it's folded a little bit better. And then it looks like I went over just a little bit with the DSP, so I think I'm just going to trim that just a little bit. I don't want anything sticking out from behind. Okay. All right, so I'm going to adhere this piece down, and then I'm just going to trim off the corners. And this is covering up the hole in the tag a little bit. So I'm leaving a white border all the way around. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and just snip off the corners like this. Okay, and then because I covered up that hole, I'm just going to take a regular hole punch and just repunch the hole, because we are going to put some ribbon through it. So just like that. All right, so we have our base. We're going to take a gingerbread house again. We have our last one that we assembled already, and I'm going to put this off to the side. All right, just like that. Okay. And on this little house, I'm going to embellish with a wreath again. So let me get out some glue, and we're going to do our same trick with coloring our pearls again. So we'll do that. And I'm just going to put this like right up by the roof. This, or maybe I'll put it back down here. I think I'll put it back down here this time. And we've got our wreath. We're going to quickly stamp "Have a Sweet Christmas" again on this tag. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. Okay. And attach that. Just like that, like right about here, I think. It's going to hang off a little bit, which is fine. We've got another tree, so let's put that on. Let me try. I'm just going to put a little seal this time on the back of that tree and make it a little bit easier. And I don't want it to cover up my word, so I'm going to bring it down just a little bit and then just trim off part of the stem like that so it doesn't hang over. Okay, so let's get out our pearls and let's color some more pearls. You can see all the little marks. I've been doing this a lot, right? I'm coloring a lot of these little guys. All right, I'm just gonna let that dry for a second. In the meantime, I'm gonna cut some ribbon. So I just want a couple pieces. Again, this is that glittery white sparkle ribbon. And then I have the in color, the open weave ribbon, which is polished pink. So that matches really nicely too. I think that's a nice combination of ribbons. And so I've got those ready. And so I'm just going to, I mean, you could tie a bow. I'm just going to put this through and then just kind of slip knot it on the other side like this and bring these ends through and just do it that way and tighten it up. And then I'm just going to trim off my ends. I think I made it a little bit long. All right, let me just cut some of these off, a little bit shorter. And then we'll put our pearls down. And I think that's a really fun, cute tag. I wish I had some gingerbread wrapping paper to go with that. But you never know, I might find some. Okay, and that's it. We have a cute little tag ready to go on someone's present or a treat or anything that you want for Christmas. All right, so let's bring in everything that we made tonight. We have our easel card that we made. Okay, we've got our shaker card, super fun. We have our little gingerbread boys, the treats. and then we made some tags. So that's just a fun little grouping of gingerbread, right? So let me just go over a couple quick things with you, and then we'll talk about what's going to happen next week. I do want to tell you that there's a seasonal sale that started today, and it's to the 18th. So it's only for 3 days with the sale. And it's 10% off all punches from Stampin' Up, 15% off all the stamps except for the host stamp sets, 20% off all dies, 20% off all embossing folders, and 20% off all non-specialty, non-assortment designer series paper. So that's like pretty much everything that's on sale. So that's really awesome. They're kind of calling it their Black Friday sale for Stampin' Up. So that's really fun. And again, that's the 15th through the 18th. So you might want to take advantage of that. If you would like the project measurement and supply sheet, email me. I'll be happy to send that to you. This is the host code for this week. If you place an order of $35 or more, and this would be a great time to do it with that sale, by Saturday, and use this host code right here, the Z3TUSQKJ, I will send you the make and takes for those projects for free. I think that's it. If Paper Pumpkin, a new set came out. This next one is going to be Good Things Come in Small Packages, which is little gift holder boxes. So if you're interested in Paper Pumpkin, you can email me for information on that. And then I'm not going to be here next week because it's Thanksgiving week, so I'll be off for a week. But then the week after is when we're going to go ahead with our Merriest Moments class, and these were the cards. Some of y'all have already bought the kit for these. So I'll be shipping those out this week. So you'll have them before we do our next class, and then you can craft along with me. And these are the Christmas cards that we're going to make, Merriest Moments. So that'll be a week from Tuesday. So I want to thank everyone for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. And thank you guys again for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.